And moving on to question number 4 here. This came in from Sarah via LinkedIn. Sarah was involved recently in a discussion which resulted in her saying that she felt the industry was not very good, the conveyancing industry that is, at communicating directly to the public in terms of the marketing of their services and educating clients on the process involved in buying and selling a home. Sarah went on to say that the main way they get new clients is via word of mouth, but also the discussion highlighted problems around how the public select a solicitor, and that this is behind many of the problems because many choose based on fee, because other than that, all solicitors look the same. So the question from Sarah is, how do we overcome this hurdle? Well, thank you for your question, Sarah, and thanks for your engagement as well on our social media posts on LinkedIn. I'm going to cut to the chase and say, quite frankly, you need to be working with companies like WiggyWam. One of the things I'm seeing particularly for conveyancing firms and solicitors, is there is a general hesitancy to do a lot of marketing, particularly social media exposure online. And I totally understand that, because I suppose the reservation at the back of people's minds is we don't want to put something out there into the universe and then get sued because we gave somebody misleading information, right? So I think the reason why I suggest you want to work with somebody like WiggyWam is because, shall we say, we may have a little bit more leeway as to what we can and can't put out into the world, where we're not going to run the risk of professional negligence or anything like that. But of course, we are providing quality information to our clients in their buying, selling, and home moving journey, right? So that would be one of my first suggestions. And again, another reason why I suggest you do that, Sarah, is because what we've tried to do within WiggyWam is we've built a number of different trainings, online video trainings, where you can direct clients to them, and they can go and consume that content 24/7 in the comfort of their own home, and they can really, what's the word I'm looking for? Get a lot of these repetitive questions that you guys get asked day in, day out from many different clients. They can get them answered straight away, okay? And that will drastically cut down on the number of phone calls that you guys are having to deal with. So my understanding is that as conveyancers, your work on a conveyancing file may only take 6 to 8 hours to get that deal across the line, but you're handling 6 phone calls a week per file, okay, of people trying to chase and understand what's going on with the deal. Now, surely it would make sense to get rid of as much of that as possible. And that's why we built WiggyWam, with not just the education and the training involved, but also with the amazing communication tools that we built in there. Okay, so you can update your client literally by typing your case management notes, cutting and pasting the relevant bits, dropping that into the property workspace within WiggyWam, okay, and then all of a sudden, both the estate agents the estate agent's updated, the other side's updated, your client's updated, and the buyer or seller, depending upon who's on the other side, and all that can be done in an instant. Well, that saves you a ton of time repeatedly emailing, repeatedly answering phone calls, and I just think that's absolutely amazing. So that's how we built it, is to give you guys massive leverage in your day-to-day journey. The other thing I'm going to suggest you do, Sarah, is that, and this is where I feel for a lot of clients out there of certain conveyancing firms, because we've seen a lot of naughty posts by and I know it's not your firm, Sarah, so I'm just making the audience aware of this, but there's a lot of posts out there from certain conveyancing firms who are quite literally talking very offensively about some of their clients, suggesting that they're dumb. Okay, now, from a conveyancer's point of view, or an estate agent's point of view, or your and I point of view, when we've been in the game for 20 years or so, we understand a lot of stuff that might be pretty basic to a newbie coming into the industry. But I guarantee that if you took your car to the garage and you said, oh, it's making this noise, the mechanic in the garage might just laugh because it's so basic and simple to fix. Okay, but if you don't know anything about cars, it isn't very basic and simple to fix. All you know is your car's making a noise, or there's a warning light flashing on your dashboard, and you need an expert to look at it. And it's exactly the same when it comes to buying and selling a property. Now, think about that example a little bit further. You've got a problem with your car, you take it into the garage, And at the back of your mind, you're already worried that you're going to be ripped off. Okay, because we hear about all these rogue traders, we hear about all these mechanics, that will, pardon my language, take the piss, and they'll, make up things like the flux capacitor needs changing and it's going to be £1,500. And I come from a motor trade background. Okay, from my old man was in the motor trade for a lot of years, and I've seen some of the things that they do. Some of these boys and girls in the industry, and it's not right, and it is naughty, and it is expensive, and it is ripping people off. And the worst one I've heard recently was I was talking to a garage owner locally to us, and he's a great guy, does all of my stuff for me. And I said, why did you decide to set up on your own? And he used to work for one of the big garages in the country. And he said, because they were just ripping people off. Clients would literally park their car up in the morning, hand them the keys, go off to work. They'd come back and pick the car up later on at 4 o'clock in the morning. They'd 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They'd charge them a couple of £100, and they never did any work on the car. And so, at the back of your mind, you must understand that your client coming to you as a conveyancer has no clue about what's involved, because conveyancers are very tight-lipped about what they actually do for their money, and that's not criticizing conveyancers. It's just that they're not communicating, as you quite rightly say in your question here, Sarah, they're just not communicating to their clients what's involved and what they actually do for their money. Okay, so the client's already nervous and anxious. They're being asked to pay, £1,000, £1,500, whatever it might be, to the conveyancer, and they don't know what to expect. They don't know how long it's going to take. They have no idea what's involved, and automatically they're on the back foot. Now, what you can do, and what I recommend everybody does, and if you want more information, you can grab a copy of, Estate Agent Secrets. It is called Estate Agent Secrets, but the same information applies to conveyancers as well, is that you need to build out, and I keep banging this drum, but you need to build out a customer nurturing journey. And what does that look like? Well, it starts with you guys standing back from the house buying and selling process and analyzing and putting under the microscope each basic step that your client will take in their house buying journey, regardless of whether or not it's got anything to do with you or if it fits within your domain. Okay. And the reason I say that is because if you know what a client's going to be going through, then you can analyze that part of the process, and you can step in with some professional guidance that can help them, or words of wisdom. You've been in the industry for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever it might be. The buyer or seller might not have sold their house for the last 20 years, had a complete nightmare the last time they did it, and they're scared, they're frightened, they don't know what they're doing. What's involved? How can I find out more information? Well, lo and behold, my conveyancers actually offered to provide me with this suite of video trainings, or this suite of FAQs, video FAQs, that sort of thing. And the beautiful part with technology, and we're finding this right now, Sarah, this technology is moving on leaps and bounds, but you don't have to be an expert at it. If you've got a smartphone, you've got a laptop, and a little bit of video editing software, you can quite literally take a question that your client may have. So the first step would be make a list of all of the questions that you get from your clients that are repetitive, that they keep asking over and over again. And don't think they're done for, asking those questions. Realize that if you're not answering those questions once and for all, the finger of blame lies with you to actually take that on the chin and go, okay, these are the 10, 20, 30 most popular questions that we get asked from our clients. I'm going to take each one of them, and I'm going to record a 5 or 10 minute, 20 minute quick Q&A on my phone or on my Zoom or whatever it might be. And you're just going to put that out as valuable content to your market. So you would upload that to YouTube, for example. You don't even need to create cover images, but you can go on something like Canva and you can create the most beautiful cover images. Even if you're not a designer, it'll take you 5 minutes. Quite literally, it is incredible. And you can upload that video to YouTube. Okay. And once it's on YouTube, okay, not only can you share that with your friends and colleagues and new customers that are coming in, you can then click on the transcribe button, okay, and it will automatically provide you with a transcript of everything that you've just said, okay, and it's phenomenally accurate, okay. So you can take that, a transcript, and then put that into a guide or a blog or something of that nature, okay, and this all sounds like an incredible amount of work. I promise you, when we do these videos, it's probably an hour or hour and a half of prep time before we lead into them. We do about an hour of video. We do about an hour or so of video editing. we upload that onto YouTube, and then we create all of this different content for the next week. Okay, then we've got all of the different transcripts that we can put into blogs, we can put into different guides to really help our clients, because we're so passionate about creating more and more value. Okay, excuse me. So you can even take your video and upload it to sites like SoundCloud or Anchor, I think is the main one for podcasts. You can upload your video file to Anchor and it will strip the video content and just leave you with the audio file so that you can create a podcast. This costs pennies to do, pennies. Think about how much you've been spending on magazine advertising, newspaper advertising, and honestly, you could quite happily sit down for an hour at night, take a question, answer it, upload it to YouTube, and then you can create a playlist specific for your company, okay, and send that to your client. Or even better, you can join WiggyWam. You can create an online training within the suite of trainings that we've already created, or within the technology that we provide for you. You can host that on WiggyWam. Okay, you can create your own course, step-by-step instructions as to what a client should typically go through, what are the things to look out for, where they need to call you guys for advice, where they need to leave you alone in the process. Educate the clients, okay? And my view is, do it once and get paid for life. That's kind of the motto you want to be looking at here. Do it once and get paid for life, because these questions keep coming up, okay? Your clients unfortunately don't know any better. So why not address it once and for all? Get it done, get it out the way, and then you're creating incredible value that you're offering to your client as part of the package. Now, all of a sudden, when a client comes to you for a quote for conveyancing, they're not comparing apples and apples, are they? They're going to be comparing apples with a very high quality conveyancing company that's actually put their clients' needs right at the front of the queue, and they've prepared all of these different resources for them. And that resource has a value. And sometimes that value is, you can't put a monetary amount on it, although sometimes it helps to do so. So you've created all of these different guides, all of these different video trainings that might have a value to your client worth 2 or 3 hours of sitting down with a professional solicitor. That's got to be £300 or £400 worth of value, right? So hopefully you can see where I'm going with this, is that you're no longer then competing on the same playing field, because actually what you've done is you've put yourself into a different league entirely, because you're actually being far more professional in your approach towards your clients. So I hope that helps. I really do see this being the way that things are going to go, and people will resist it and they will say, no, we don't do the internet, or we don't do social media. I'm afraid you can't get away from it. We've tried. We thought we wouldn't have to go down this road initially when we first set out doing WiggyWam. And as somebody pointed out to me, why wouldn't you? Because all of these resources are available. They're practically free. It gets you out there. It gets you known. It gets you exposed to the marketplace. It's what people want. People are consuming content day in, day out, 24/7, 365 through their mobile phone devices. And the other thing that's really interesting, Sarah, I'll just wrap up with this, is that with obviously WiggyWam, we can see all of the behind the scenes visits when things get sent out via email, or when people come to our site and they look at it. And it's always interesting seeing what are the peak hours when people will actually come and look at stuff, okay? And it's not what you would think. And this is why you need a 24/7, 365, because a lot of our traffic comes late in the evening or early morning, believe it or not. That's when we see real spikes in traffic, and we're like, wow, okay, people are actually getting up first thing in the morning, and they're reading that email before they get out of bed, or before they get to work. And they're also doing it in the evening once they've got back. So society's become a lot more switched on 24/7 connectivity. And I really do think that if you guys want to break the mold and you want to stand yourself in good stead, because the market's going to get tougher. So you either adapt or die. It's that simple. I'm being very blunt with people, but I think businesses as a whole really need to sit up and take note of what's actually coming. And, I don't think it's going to be pretty, but what's the worst that can happen? If the market takes off again next year, you're still going to have all of this amazing resource, and you can still charge a premium for your clients, and they will willingly pay it because they've got incredible value. Okay, so hope that answers the question, Sarah. As you can probably tell, I'm very passionate about this. I do see such an incredible opportunity. And the thing to to also get over, Sarah, when you're looking at something like this, and this is for any estate agent or conveyancer or anybody else who's thinking about doing this sort of thing, you are going to make mistakes. It's not perfect. It is a bit of a trial and error process, putting stuff out onto the internet. You are going to get one or two bits of feedback that you don't like, but in the long run, is it worth it? Of course. Okay. So I would, so respectfully suggest you embrace it rather than shy away from it. All right. Thanks for the question, Sarah. Have a wonderful Christmas and look forward to speaking with you very soon. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I have been so excited and so on edge and so tripping over my tongue during the course of today's webinar. So I hope you'll forgive me, but I hope what I'm about to tell you will more than make up for my folks' passes throughout the course of this webinar. And yes, I do get the irony of what I've just said. All right, so it's Christmas, or it's coming up towards Christmas. And what I've decided to do as a pledge to show our sincerity to the people who are involved in the UK property market, and also with the cost of living crisis and the shall we say, a shrinking pool of business that may be available for agents, conveyancers, removal companies, surveyors, all the rest of it over the course of the next 12, 18 months. I'm going to put my neck on the line, and I'm going to do a £50,000 giveaway in the form of our 12-week roadmap, which we're going to be offering 10 spaces for any business owner in the UK who has either got an estate agency, a letting agency, whether they're a conveyancer, whether they are a removals company, whether they're surveyor, sparky, plumber, or anybody else that's connected with the home moving process in the UK. If you would like to win one of those 10 spaces that we're making available, this is a £5,000 training course, by the way, that we will be delivering to you for free. Okay, it will be in a one-on-one capacity, and I'll be taking you by the hand over the course of the next 3 months. So starting in January, we'll be running for 3 months. We'll be building an incredibly solid foundation in your business, and we'll be creating an incredible customer nurturing journey for your clients to help you win more business and to win that business at much, much higher fees. So if there's, as I say, problems that you've got in your existing business, you're worried about the future, you're not quite sure which way to go, I'm more than happy to dedicate the next 3 months to mentoring you and holding your hand through that entire process. And I'll do what I can to help you out. As I say, I'm offering you 10 spaces for business owners up and down the country. That is valued at £5,000 each. And as I say, it's part of our 12-week roadmap. So I only want you to reserve a space or send in shall we say, an email to us to try and reserve a space or win a space, shall we say, if you're prepared to commit to that 12-week process. I have done these sorts of things before with people where I've offered them help and advice, and they've all been very enthusiastic at week 1, but by week 4 they've gone off to do other things. So I only want people who are going to be committed to the process, to the cause, because it's not fair if you're taking one of those available spaces and then you're not committed to the process when that space could have been made available to somebody else. So it is an incredible giveaway. As I say, I'm prepared to put our money where our mouth is as far as WiggyWam is concerned, to support you guys and girls out there in what is going to become an increasingly tough market. You will get personally mentored by me over the course of the next 12 weeks. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a huge involvement of my time, but I am more than prepared to do it because I see the value in what we offer and what we provide to the marketplace, and I know we can help you with your business. So if this is something that sounds of interest, in order to get involved, all you need to do is send us an email to happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. Use the subject line and put Christmas giveaway. Okay, that's Christmas giveaway in the subject line, and then just send me an email with your contact details. Everybody will go into a hat, okay, for the opportunity to win a space on this incredibly invaluable training, okay, and then we'll do that draw live on Christmas Day, and I'll let everybody know in due course who's been specially selected for it. So we're doing our bit. I hope that helps you guys. we're doing what we can, and I do believe that we will be able to show you how to add at least 20% additional revenue to your business over the course of the next 90 days. So if that sounds of interest, if that's how you want to start the new year with a bang, we are going to show you how to make hopefully a lot more money than that over the course of the next 12, 18 months, but let's start somewhere, eh? All right, so as I say, send me an email, happy to help at WiggyWam.co.uk, and include the subject line there as Christmas giveaway. I'll throw your names into a hat, and then we'll find out who are going to be our 10 lucky winners in our £50,000 Christmas giveaway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much indeed for your time. Hope that's got you all excited and you're putting a bright smile on, ready for the run up to Christmas. Wishing you all the very, very best. Thank you for tuning in once again. Thank you for being part of our amazing journey at WiggyWam. And yeah, whatever we can do to help, if there's any questions, concerns, whatever you, feedback, please send it through to us. Our email address, happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. You can also go to our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk. And you can access all sorts of resources on there, which are far too numerous to mention at this moment in time. But you can also get in touch with us on Twitter, which our Twitter handle is @WiggyWam_UK. That's @WiggyWam_UK. And that's any questions, comments, feedback, suggestions, anything else that you want us to feed through to us, please do so. And as I say, if you want to take part in our Christmas giveaway, send us an email, happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. And in the subject line, just put Christmas giveaway and include your name and contact details on there. All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you for tuning in for week 15, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Wishing you all the very best of luck for Christmas and look forward to catching up with you very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.